This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, everybody. It's Dr. Doug Smith. It is Monday at 2:30, so it's time for our Monday through Thursday 2:30 podcast. Alex is here with me. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Alex and I are working on getting the FDA submission completed and submitted to the FDA. And let me tell you, that'll be a huge burden off of our shoulders. Alex and I are always working on something. Alex is a genius, and he's nonstop. And he sees challenges, not failures, and he's really put us on a pathway that once we get our FDA submission completed, and once we have a published book, that's another thing we're working on right now. We're making huge progress. I mean, I can see the book is written. Now we're going through the editing and graphics process. The hard part's done. Now we just got to get to the endpoint. And we've got a graphic on the screen in front of you. This is one we've looked at before, and quite frankly, is one we're going to look at again. And the reason is because this is one that I go to a lot. Okay, and as we're going through the process with the FDA, at least the submission process, and I'm working with a cardiothoracic surgeon, Dr. Fetzum, a really great guy. And it's such a privilege to work with cardiothoracic surgeons because they're smart people, and he's a smart guy, and he gets it. And I don't have to get out the crayons and explain things to him the way I do with the psychiatrist. And what's on the screen in front of you is one that has had huge impact on me, and I think it's had a big impact on the cardiothoracic surgeon. And I've said before, and I'll say it again. What you're looking at on the screen is what death looks like in the lab. Okay, I mean, this is it. This is what it looks like. Okay, the name of the book is The Pharmaceutical Genocide. The genocide was about 5 million people that have died. And 4 million of those people have died from a catastrophic cardiovascular event, and about 1 million have died from an opioid overdose, trying to avoid a catastrophic cardiovascular event. That's what the people died from in opioid withdrawal, was a catastrophic cardiovascular event. Why did anybody pick up on this? Well, yeah, you die, and you go to the medical examiner, and one of the first things they do is draw blood for drugs of abuse, and hey, there's no opioid, so it's not opioid related. Well, there was no opioid, so the person was in opioid withdrawal, and that's what killed them. But there's this belief that you can't die from opioid withdrawal. In fact, if we can tomorrow, we'll try to show the little video clip of a psychiatrist saying, "Well, you can't die from it. You may feel like you're going to die, but you can't die." So, Alex, the question is, can we show a video clip in our podcast? And if we can, we'll show it tomorrow. Okay, so you got the psychiatrist saying, "Oh, you won't die from opioid withdrawal," and look at the screen in front of you. Okay, this is what death looks like. Okay, see the little short stack on the far right. Okay. Oh, actually, let's do it this way. All right, look on the left. Look on the far left. Look for the letter CO. That's cardiac output. Okay, that's how much blood is being pumped forward by the heart. Okay, cardiac output. That's the number of heartbeats per minute times the amount of blood that's pushed out in each heartbeat. Okay, heart rate times stroke volume. Heart rate times stroke volume. Okay, that's what cardiac output is. And you see at 0 hours there, they're all about the same. And then you see at 6 hours, the white one's the same. Okay, the white one's what research, at least Chinese research, is called the sham. It's just salt water. Okay, and the next three, the epinephrine, the norepinephrine, and the epinephrine plus norepinephrine. Okay, we're looking at the adrenalines here. Okay, and we're looking at adrenaline toxicity. Okay, these are not normal adrenaline levels that we're looking at here. Okay, these were mice in a laboratory setting that were hooked up to an IV and given poisonous levels of adrenaline. Now, we talk about the fact that adrenaline is actually poisonous in the book. Okay, too much adrenaline will kill you. Is there enough adrenaline in your adrenal glands to kill you? Oh, heck yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Well, why would your body keep something around that was so poisonous? Because it will save your life. Okay, and adrenaline is linked to survivability. Okay, fight or flight is the survival mechanism. May not matter so much in the modern world, okay, but it got us to the modern world. Okay, and what you're looking at here is when you have too much adrenaline around for too long. There are 3 adrenalines in humans: epinephrine, norepinephrine, and dopamine. Okay, they're all made in the adrenal gland, stored in the adrenal gland. And when you need a little squirt, somebody puts a knife in your face, and you need a little squirt of adrenaline. Your body will give you a little squirt. Half-life of adrenaline is about 2.5 minutes, which means when your body gives you a little squirt, 2.5 minutes later, half of it's gone. Okay, that's because the body has a large supply of enzymes that as soon as the adrenaline is squirted out, chew it up. Okay, so the body maintains a very close control over the squirting out of adrenaline, and a very close half-life, getting rid of it when it is squirted out. So it's making sure it's just around long enough to save your life, not around long enough to kill you. Because if it's around too long, it will kill you. That's what 4 million people in our country just died from. Okay, the adrenaline was too much and around for too long. Okay, but why? Because they lost control of their adrenal gland. Why? Because they were genetically damaged. And that they were genetically damaged in the opioid receptor, and that opioid receptor is a big component in maintaining control over the internal organs and organ systems. How do you know that? Well, look what happens when you get sick. Your eyes water, your nose runs, you lose control of your bowels, you sweat, you start sweating, hair stands on end, your eyes dilate, your heart's pounding, you lost control of your internal organs. Start yawning. Boy, that was a big clue. That one should have given it away. You can't yawn with dilated pupils. It's just physiologically impossible. But anyway, one of the things you lose control of is the adrenal glands, and now these people experience high and prolonged, days, not hours, but days and days of elevated adrenaline levels because they lost control of their adrenal gland. It just kept squirting it out. Okay, we drew in our clinical trial, we drew blood on day 3, and 13 out of 15 people had elevated adrenaline levels. I think 2 people were not fully in withdrawal. So I think 100%, if you do it right, would show elevated adrenaline levels. That's the what we're trying to do with the FDA. Okay, it's boy, is it like pulling teeth? But we're going to get it done. If the FDA shoots down this proposal because they don't like the way we spelled something or whatever, we'll make a correction and resubmit it. We're not stopping. We're not going away. We're going to see an end to this opioid crisis. Okay, and we have an obligation to help the people that are still alive. We feel that half the people are dead. That's where we feel we are right now. Half are dead. Okay, that's why you don't hear about it as much anymore. That's why the opioid overdose rate's gone down. That's why the U.S. life expectancy's gone back up, because half the people are dead. Okay, we got 5 million dead. They're probably about 10 million. So there's probably about 5 or 6 million left. That's best guess. Anyway, we will hold here for today. Alex, as soon as we're done with the podcast, I'm going to get back to work on what you just sent me and do a proofread of that. And that one might be ready to go. Alex, we're going to get this submitted to the FDA this week. I don't think we'll get it submitted tomorrow, but I think we'll get it submitted either Wednesday or Thursday and get this part of it done. And then that frees us up to get the book finished really probably the next 10 days. So we got a pretty good shot that we will leave October with both the book completed and the FDA submission submitted to the FDA. When you complete a submission to the FDA, it starts 30-day clock. I mean, to the minute, to the hour. They have 30 days to give you a yes or a no. And if they give you a no, they've got to give you very detailed reasons of why. So we'll get through this. We'll get it done. All right, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us. Don't forget to post this podcast on your social media, everybody else's social media. Enjoy your afternoon. And Alex and I will be back tomorrow. Thank you for your time and attention. Bye-bye now.